This ain't your grandma's podcast. This ain't even your dad's podcast. This is the AfroMattt Show. This is episode 84. If you've made it this far, I'm sorry. But yeah, we've got a massive show planned today. We've got guest star Wells, Beef Wellington in the background. That's my cat. We've got guest star James Corden calling in, and also Hunter Biden. They're going to have a debate. The two masterminds of comedy calling in. Imagine Hunter Biden was just doing it for the bit. That's a tweet. Hunter Biden was just doing it for the bit. Dude, he was just committed. It was a period piece. He's an artist. Hunter Biden's an artist. He did crack cocaine with hookers as an art piece. But let's get right in. We are drinking today. I like how drinking has like subtly become part of the podcast. We are drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade. 5% alcohol, just a little thing to sip on. I feel like I could probably drink and drive a Mike's Hard Lemonade and not be impaired. The thing's like, it's like just lemonade. But who knows? I might pour a little bit of vodka in the bottom there. At the end, sometimes I do that to increase effectiveness. I don't have a problem or anything. We're in control. Matt's at the wheels here. This podcast is completely produced, created by myself, and I choose the headlines. I choose the narrative, and I edit and produce and send out all the videos. I manage my website. My website is theafromattshow.com. That is the AfroMattt Show. That's AfroMattt with 3 T's, because the last T is for trans. Because we're transitioning as a show to a more professional environment. As you can see, I'm coming to you from a beanbag chair on the floor of my messy bedroom. This show has just enough to keep it going. But yeah, so if you're new here, welcome. As you can see, this is a professional production here we got going. We've got a lighting crew. I am joking. We've got a lighting crew behind here. We've got producer. We got camera set up. There's people here. This isn't actually a messy room. This is a green screen behind me, and I'm actually in a studio right now. Yeah, I mean, look, I could turn around the camera right now, and we've got producers over there. These are the people that write my scripts, actually. I'm not even reading. It's actually just a prompter right there in the back. Hey, Melissa. Yeah, she's busy, but... yeah, we've got a whole team. It's maybe 20 or 30 people. I mean, this is a big production. What we're doing here is big. This is beyond the scope of just a normal pod. This isn't your Joe Rogan. What is it? Just him and one dude? It's like him and Jamie. What does Jamie do? Just look things up? No, we've got a whole team. We've got a team of writers there. They do my jokes. We've got Melissa. She's on the ones and twos. We've got John. John is over there. You can't hear him, but he's typing right now. He's transcribing everything to upload to YouTube. So, yeah, I mean, we've got a really good team here. They're all paid very, very well. They're all easily $20 an hour, except Melissa. She's getting paid $30. Sorry, guys, but But it's a big production we've got going on. So let's get right into the news. John, could you pull that up real quick? Okay. So first news segment, we have big short investor Michael Burry warned the biggest market bubble in history would end with the mother of all crashes. He just hinted the collapse is now underway. So if you've seen the movie The Big Short, starring Christian Bale, the guy from The Office, what's that guy's name? Michael Scott. And yeah, so the I guess the guy who predicted the market crash is now currently saying that he's got a bad feeling about this. Michael Burry sounded the alarm on the greatest speculative bubble of all time in all things last summer and cautioned investors buying into the hype that they were headed for the mother of all crashes. Doomsday is finally here, he hinted in a since-deleted tweet. Let's read this tweet. Oh, it's deleted. Why would they link to it? God damn it. The fund manager of The Big Short fame shared a screenshot of the S&P 500 chart showing the benchmark stock market index has tumbled 18% from its December peak, despite several blistering rallies this year. And yet I keep getting asked, when's crash? He tweeted, poking fun at some of his followers for spelling, and underlining his view that the market collapse is underway. Burry suggested in May that the S&P 500 could drop as low as 1,900 points, or another 53% over the next few years, based on how past crashes have played out. Moreover, he has dismissed the rebounds in stocks this year as bear market rallies or dead cat bounces, temporary reprieves along the road of inevitable disaster. I like to honestly, it is grim. It's grim out there, folks. I'm going to be honest. You know, if you talk to anyone who's in real estate, and I am in real estate, we've been trained to say that the market is shifting, quote unquote. The market is shifting. Now, shifting, I mean, that is such a generic term. It literally could mean anything. When I shift in a chair, I'm still in the chair. Or it could be a boulder shifting off of a cliff. You know, like such a broad spectrum. A shift can be a lot. But if you ask any realtor, like if you ask a realtor friend, they're going to just say that now is the best time to buy and sell, whatever. That's the thing I don't like about realtors is no matter when you talk to them, it's always the best time to buy and also sell. Like, how is it always the best time to do everything? And the answer is it's the best time because they're going to get paid. And the best time for you to sell is when they're the ones selling your home. So, I've talked ad nauseum about realtors. I work with them every day. My boss is a realtor, so if he ever finds this, I'm probably fired. But who really gives a fuck? Truly, I don't even know why I still have that job. I barely work. Yeah. A lot of realtors are going to be in for a nice kick in the ass soon. Over the last COVID years, I call them the COVID years, the last couple years, like 2020, realtors haven't really even had to work. They've kind of just shown up, and if they have one listing, like 14 people call about it, and then they talk to all 14 of those people, and then all like 10 of those people are going to buy, and they've really had to do no work. And by work, I mean like spam calling people, they call it prospecting. So, a lot of I think 50, maybe maybe 25 to 40, maybe 25 to 50% of realtors I think will probably quit a year from now. I'm not saying they won't have their license. I'm saying that they'll probably just stop practicing. Like they'll become like some bartender or a barista at Starbucks. Because really, if you are a realtor, you have really kind of no. I mean, you're not a tradesman. Your only real skill is being personable, and I guess. I mean, I'm drawing a blank on what else, what other skills you have if you're a realtor. Personable. I mean, I guess personability is it. And we all know that the best realtors are the best liars. That's how you become a good realtor, is you learn to lie the best. And not only that, but you learn to lie the best under pressure. That's the thing. And you've got to like make sure that you know everything. When someone says something, you know the best lie to give them. For instance, they're like, well, I don't really feel comfortable in this market. Well, let me tell you why this market is the best in the world. There's never been a better market than right now. I know you might be scared, but yeah, honestly, it's gonna be exciting because I don't really care either way. If the market crashes, if it doesn't, I'm probably gonna rent for the rest of my life anyways, just because that's kind of it's where I am mentally and just in my life in general. I mean, renting's not that bad. It ain't that bad. And plus, like, yeah, I mean, it's not that bad. So, yeah, I guess market will crash soon. Maybe. Maybe not. What is this? What am I saying? Making literally non-points. I think the market will crash. Michael Burry, he thinks the market will crash. So hey, we'll see. I know the Chinese market crashed pretty hard, and now they're in some deep doo doo. Let's move along to the next news segment. We have Poland. Poland is getting a little bit greedy here. Poland demands $1.3 trillion in war reparations from Germany. Poland's top politician says that the government will seek the equivalent of 1.3 trillion US dollars in reparations from Germany for the Nazis' World War II invasion and occupation of his country. I mean, I'm going to say something crazy here and hear me out. Stay with me here. But Hitler was kind of a wacky dude. Okay? I know he had a lot of wacky thoughts, but I mean, I feel like, yeah, he took over your country and you got it back. Do they really have to pay you? I mean, you got your country back. Is the 1.3 trillion just kind of like, and also didn't Germany give Poland like part of the country like back? Like there's part of Germany that is now Poland. Am I right? So you know what they should do? They should just reinvade. Germany should just say, fuck you, Poland. You know what? We're not going to give you $1.3 trillion, but we will invade you again. And they just start like marching on their soil. Just start carpet bombing them. Like if you ever seen those old photos of World War II where like literal cities are just like rubble, that's just Poland in like 3 months from now. It looks like Ukraine. It looks like Kiev. What's going on? Does anyone know what the fuck is going on in Ukraine? Is that still happening? Let me look this up. This might be insensitive, but let's see. Is Ukraine still at war? That's the first thing that pops up. August 31st, Russia-Ukraine news. Damn, this is really falling out of the headlines here. Russia facing severe military personnel shortages. Okay, who cares? It's nighttime in Ukraine's capital. Here are the top headlines from this Wednesday. Who? I mean, dude, what? The U.S. says it's expecting to announce more military aid for Ukraine in the coming days. This will come after the U.S. President Joe Biden announced $2.9 billion in assistance to Ukraine. Dude, we're sending... Dude, that's my... $2.3 billion? I feel like that's more than the student relief debt. Like, $10,000. Let me see how much that student relief... So, let me do some quick math. Let me pull up a calculator here. We're going to do some on-the-fly math. Here, let me pull up my phone. Okay, so $2.3 billion. Okay, how many zeros is that? 2.3, so that's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2.3 divided by $10,000. So that's 230. That was, I guess I could have done that in my head. It's 230,000 students getting $10,000. How many students are there in the U.S. with debt? I feel like it's probably close to the same amount. I mean, that's wild. We're shipping massive amounts, billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine, and we're not even really filming it. We don't have any content from there. We need to send Jake Paul. We need to send Logan Paul over there. We need to send Gary V to shape them up. To whip them into shape. I mean, no one really, and this is going to sound crass, but no one cares. No one cares about Ukraine right now. It's like old news. If, like, when people mention Ukraine, I kind of forgot that it happens. That it was happening. And I actually kind of, like, I remember when I, like, really cared about it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that was, like, a long time ago. See, news moves so fast now that really, people really don't even care. People care about what Lizzo has to say when getting her trophy at the Grammys. I don't even know what she said. She said something. I don't even know if this is this is not newsworthy, but let's see. Lizzo, Grammy. She said something. She clapped back. Lizzo claps back at haters. She's a real big, thick queen. Oh, here she is. Big bitches winning, ho! This is the world that we live in. So instead of people talking about Ukraine, this is what we have. A 1,000-pound black queen.
Big bitches winning, ho! That's what bitches don't pay for, bitch!
Bitch!
To the bitches that got something to say about me in the press. You know what? I'm not gonna say nothing. They be like, Lizzo, why don't you clap back? Why don't you clap back? Cause bitch, I'm winning, ho. Big bitches winning, ho! That's what bitches don't pay for, bitch!
Dude, I don't know what you're saying. You said big bitches winning, ho. Honestly, being 1,000 pounds was so 2020. Lizzo. Dude, I really don't even know. Big bitches winning, ho! Big bitches winning, ho! We clap back. I do like that. That's a thing that I like that. Yo, we clapping back, bitch. I like the claps. The claps really do. That is like something that I like to appropriate from black culture. is the claps or the snaps. Those snaps, it just adds so much punctuation to your words. Big bitches winning home. Just see Lizzo's giant twerking ass. We don't even speak in words anymore. We just speak in like clapbacks. She gets up on stage and she just starts twerking. She doesn't even win. She doesn't even win the medal, but she just goes up there and she just is big. They just roll her out on stage and she just sits there and people just start screaming and everyone in the audience starts clapping. They hand her a mic and she just starts she just does a mukbang on stage where she eats like 12 chicken pot pies. I don't even know if it's funny to make fun of her because she's seriously. She's like 40. She's like 35. And she's like kind of to the point where she needs to start. I mean, I'm not someone to say what you want to do, but like if I was 40 and also 400 pounds, I mean, you got to start thinking about your like walking and like making it to 50 with all your limbs. Like these, you just have to start thinking about this kind of stuff. I went to the casino last last weekend, I think. And I saw 3 people without legs in like motorized wheelchairs cruising around and gambling. And anytime and I've said this before, but anytime you see someone at a casino who looks like they need the money that they're spending, it's just sad. 'Cause it's like you go to the casino and this is what I liked about Vegas, it seemed like all those people didn't really need the money because they were kind of already out of it. They had enough to go to Vegas, so they at least they're a little bit secured there. But at this local Oklahoma like casino, it's just kind of sad because these people look like they look like war veterans, and some of them probably are, but it's just depressing. And then they're tapping on the screen like I imagine, like, you know, when there's that black wall with the white engraved names of all the people that died in the Holocaust, and you know, every now and then you'll see someone put their hand against it and like in remembrance, and they'll just like lean over and put their head against the wall and their hands like above them, and they're just like, I don't know, silently praying to, if they believe in a God, or you know, just wishing that they would return or that they're in a better place. And I saw people doing that to the slot machines. Like their hand was just on the slot machine and their head was just leaning against it. And I'm like, dude, this is just sad, bro. I did win a lot. I went in with like, I don't bring that much. I bring like $70. But I left with $140. So I doubled my cash. I just dipped, bro. Roulette is my baby. Although there was a point when, like, I kind of just went all in at the end. I'm like, well, there's a point when I'm like, well, I was up like 110, then it was down to 50, and I'm like, oh, fuck it, I'll just whatever, $50. And then I like won it, and I'm like, okay, well, we're just gonna go. But that's the way of the game. All right, let's continue with the news. Homeless people, homeless. What do we have? What do we have here?
A food bank in North Highlands is being forced to move locations because of concerns from the property owner about the people they serve.
Yeah, and KCRA 3's Maricela de la Cruz shows us the need in this underserved community.
As 8 million Californians experience food insecurity,
a gallon of milk is $5.
if you're lucky.
And inflation impacts families.
Between 2021 and 2022, our services have gone up over 250%.
The North Highlands Christian Food Ministry is shutting its doors in 2 weeks, despite an increase in their food distribution.
The property owner believes that a lot of the homeless population in this area is due to us being here, and that in her mind it is creating a hazard of some sort. So we're looking for a new home.
The organization has been at this building for the past 6 years.
Oh, we're the only ones within a 5-mile radius of this area.
But in July, they received a 60-day notice of termination of tenancy and this email that the food bank gave us a copy of.
All right, stop it. I mean, landlords really are the scum of the earth. I can't imagine. I'm living in a rental right now, and my landlord literally called me and she's like, "Do you guys have 4 cats?" I'm like, "No, we have 3." She's like, "Yeah, you guys are gonna have to, like, I guess kill them, like kill all those cats." She's like, "You can just put them in a trash bag and throw them in a river or something." She's like, "I've done that before." But yeah, no, she's just like a bitch. But I'm not here to rant about my landlord. But I don't even know if she owns the property. She's like a manager of the property. But no, this landlord's a real scumbag. She's kicking out a food distribution center because they bring too many homeless people. That's what they do. When you rented it out, you should have known. I hope that, and this is what I do, I truly do hope this, and I don't know if I get in trouble for saying this, but I do hope that those homeless people come back and they just start throwing their Molotov cocktails into our rental bar, or the vacant building. And then it becomes, like, impossible to rent out. Of course, I don't want anyone to be in the building. I want it to just be vacant, but I want homeless people I don't want them to initially start it on fire. I want them to have like a nice homeless party. Like bring all their homeless people, do like a roast, like a pig roast, like a spinning pig over a nice open fire. And they all have like a big a big homeless orgy, and then they leave and they all like start trickling out, and then they're like, "I have an idea," and then they just start throwing shit through windows, and that would be like a fitting conclusion. And she comes back, the landlord comes back from whatever tropical island she was probably at, because landlords literally are parasites. They're parasites that live far away, that drain money from communities. She comes back and she sees the state of her property, and you just hear her walk back into the room. She just like walks back through the rubble and like the burnt ceiling panels and into the back office where she used to sit when she cared about her job. And you just hear a single gunshot.
And which states that Danco Properties is facing a loss of several leases as a result of the criminal activity stemming from homelessness in the area.
Honestly, I kind of don't like homeless people just around places, so maybe this is a good thing. Wherever they go next. Where do homeless people go next? I don't know. Do you think The Walking Dead was a metaphor for homeless people? It was just one big metaphor for homeless people? Because I think in, like, the movie, the movie or the show, The Walking Dead is sort of, it's a double entendre, because the people in the show, like the humans fighting for their lives, they feel like they are walking dead. Like when they say he's a walking dead man, he's a dead man walking, they're the Walking Dead. But also the zombies are walking dead, like literally. So homeless people are kind of walking dead, man. Like, they're on the verge of death. They could overdose on fentanyl any day. And in the show, they the only way to avoid them is to go to the ocean, because the zombies can't swim, right? And everyone knows homeless people can't swim. So in order to get away from homeless people, the final solution is to go to the ocean. What if in the future there's so many homeless people? Like, homeless just becomes so rampant that you literally have to like in The Walking Dead, they like smear blood on themselves, and they like tatter their clothes like a zombie, and they just trudge around. In order to go to work, you'll have to put on your business suit, but over it you'll have to wear your homeless clothes so that you don't get attacked by homeless people because you're rich, right? You don't have to trudge around. You're like, you just trudge, and you slowly trudge your way to work. Spare change. You're like coughing, you're hacking stuff up. And the homeless start getting kind of concerned because your hair looks pretty nice. And then you finally make it into your office, and you like light up a cigarette or something. And then once enough of them has dispersed, you make your way into your office and you begin your work. I feel like that's kind of that's what I imagine California's like right now. Just like homeless people. It's just like a huge crowd. Like, if you ever see the crowds of zombies, it's just like massive crowds of like 150 zombies like bumping and shuffling like they're just like walking in random directions. Just like they hear a noise and they just start moving towards it. It really is a sad state of affairs that our country is in. I mean, it's fun to joke about because I'm not homeless. I mean, I could be. Who knows? I mean, maybe I get evicted for this freaking cat situation. Who knows? Australia's back at it. My opinions on Australia. It's full of it's a prison state, so they're used to being controlled by their government. So, this business says that children as young as 13 could be used to help solve labor shortages in Australia. The Australian Retailers Association is calling for changes to the national minimum working age requirements so that children as young as 13 years old can be put to work to help fill labor shortages. Who doesn't want a little bit of child labor? Yeah, this is crazy. But honestly, if you're 13 and you want a side hustle, because I mean, $20 was life changing when I was 13. Like $20, like I'm thinking about it, I'm like $20 stretched so far when I was 13. Like, I would save a $20 bill in like my duct tape wallet, and I mean, I don't even know how that money just. I feel like I would just reach in there and have like more money. Just like I would go a week off of a $20 bill. I would buy like candy and like snacks, random snacks. I remember there was a Dollar General within walking distance to my house. I would always get lemon heads. It's just random snacks, Takis. Really just the whole Lizzo experience there. But yeah, no, if 13s want to hustle, I mean, really more power to them, Because I think personally, I think that 13 is too old. I think they should bring it down to like 9 or 10. Like, fourth graders should be working 9 to 5. I think they should start getting into trades like welding. We need to bring back the we need to bring back those little chimney sweeps where they would put like a 3-year-old kid down a chimney. Oh god, I know. I have to show you this video. If you have not seen the video, the freaking 3-year-old chimney sweep. Let's see, chimney sweep. It's like a 3-year-old kid. Child labor. Oh, here he is. The 3-year-old. Look at this kid. This is a silent film called The 3-Year-Old. And it's about a 3-year-old. Here is a little fellow who proves the theory that chimney sweepers are born and not made. He works for his daddy. Dun 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 dun. 1933. Here he is walking down the street with his father, who's a chimney sweep, and he is 3 years old and working a full-time job as a little chimney sweep, carrying his dad's little step ladder. It's a good little boy. And here he is on the roof. This kid works harder than most people. There he is, little chimney sweep boy, putting his little... his face is all covered in soot. Did young Bill have a busy day? Just look him over. And he's just covered in soot. God, dude. Hey, times were different back then. But it looks like we might be going back a little bit. So, hey, 3 years old might be my limit. 3 years old. If you're 3 years old, get out there, start hustling, get a side job. You're never too young to start grinding. 9 to 5, building equity, invest in a Roth IRA, start building up your 401k when you're 10, because you'll need it. You'll need to start working younger and younger. That's just the truth. You'll have to start working. It's the only way the math really checks out, because people are being paid the same amount than, as in 2001. People are still being paid like $12 to workplaces. The only way the math really checks out is if you start saving and you start working when you're 4 years old. Your parents are like, hey, sorry, Timmy, after school, we're not going back home. We're going to your job, your second job. Schools will start being told not to give out homework because they know that half of their student base are working full-time jobs after school. You think I'm kidding. But in the future, the jobs will be... They won't be fun jobs. They'll just be like weird, like weird jobs that bots can't do. Like, I mean, what is a job that a robot can't do? Maybe... I was going to say cart pushing at Walmart, but I think a robot could probably do that. That could probably be all automated. The fact that I'm having a hard time thinking of a job that a robot can't do is no good. Yeah. I'm happy for Australia. I, for one, am happy for Australia. Getting children used to the value of working was important, says Barnaby Joyce. Multi-generational unemployment. It's very insidious. Getting into the culture of work is important, but I think it really starts with doing jobs around the house. Great. He's just trying to instill a hard-working mindset in Australians. And is that such a bad thing? It's not. All right, here we go. Here's another headline. Housing is so expensive in California that a school district is asking students' families to let teachers move in with them. What is happening, you might say? Well, as home prices and rents soar in California, housing affordability in the Golden State has plummeted to a 15-year low. And in Milpitas, in Milpitas, a city located on the southern tip of the San Francisco Bay, housing has become so expensive that many teachers can no longer afford to live in the area. That is awesome. We've lost out on some employees that we've tried to recruit because they see how much it costs to live here, and they've determined that it's just not possible. After having trouble attracting educators and facing high turnover rates, the school district has come up with the radical solution, asking local families to take in cash-strapped teachers. Jordan says that the innovative plan is working. So far, we've had 35 respondents who are interested in providing a room or a small space on their property for educators if needed. Dude, teachers in California are living in like under staircases like Peter or Harry Potter. They're living in Harry Potter closets. You pull the teacher out and he's like, time for class. No, this is not a sustainable model. But I will tell you what is a sustainable model. Outsourcing all your education to the Philippines and getting a virtual teacher. Hear me out. They're cheaper. You only have to pay them like 12 cents an hour. They work. They work so hard. No one works harder than a Filipino. You know why? Because they have to. Number 3. This is reason number 3 to hire a Filipino to teach your class. It's just badass. You know, like slavery's kind of badass. When you think about it, nothing makes you feel more like a boss than having 15 employees for the price of 1. You know, you feel like you're running an empire. But really you're running a slave. Oh God, no! It's tough. It is tough out there. But I know in the Philippines you can buy like a house for $4 $4 or something. So I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of the state of the United States. That's kind of that's where we're at. That's what we're gonna call that segment. Where we're at. Just that news segment is gonna be the where we're at segment. Ooh. Here we go. Where we're at with AfroMattt. 14 teachers have been found buried in the backyard of a family who housed them. You know, something like that. Something along those lines. I kind of like that as the news segment, the Where We're At segment with AfroMattt. Teacher found having underage affair with housed family's kid. See, these are the headlines you can start to expect once teachers start living inside of your house. Teacher evicted after parents find them addicted to pills and alcohol. I'm excited for the future. I really am. A lot of people are like, Oh no, the future's so scary. I don't know what's going to happen. Who cares? You can't change it anyways. Nothing you're going to do is going to change the future in any meaningful way. So just sit back, enjoy the ride, and just laugh. Just find anything that you can laugh about. Like, for instance, it's just funny having your teacher live in your house. Like, you get on the bus with your teacher. Oh god, imagine your teacher getting on the bus with you after class. It's like 7th period. Bzzz, the bell rings. Boop, boop. You know, it's time for class to end. Everyone's kind of rushing out. The teacher's like, hold up, Jimmy, hold up. Is your mom still picking us up? Okay, it's good. So let's move on to TikToks now. That's funny. Let's see. Here's a clip from the new She-Hulk movie, or this is the TV show She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, and this is Hulkette, if you will. Female Hulk. She is she looks like a gremlin. She looks like the freaking Green Goblin in every scene that she it reminds me of Avatar, the blue people, but she's green. Just so uncanny, like uncanny valley to the max. But she's like a big green boss queen. So
Hey, there's my new favorite client. Just
her client is Megan Thee Stallion. I guess this was an episode. I haven't actually I watched the first episode. And my girlfriend and I simultaneously decided that we would both rather commit suicide than finish the rest of the season. So there's literally a scene where and honestly having an opinion, a strong opinion about any Marvel movie is gay in general. Like, it's just, you're mentally challenged. It's like, having an opinion about Marvel is like the equivalent of collecting Funko Pops. So, there's that.
your signature there.
I mean, I just pulled this clip because it's funny. Because it's Megan Thee Stallion and She-Hulk from Marvel.
And then just initial. Good. And initials up here.
And now they start twerking.
Almost tasted that. Num 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 num, eat it up. Go play okay 3, 2, 1. You know I'm the hottest. You ain't never gotta heat me up.
Oh, you are way more fun than my last lawyer. I will kill for you, Megan Thee Stallion. Dial it back.
Dial it back. That's hilarious. That's hilarious right there. Megan Thee Stallion is now in Marvel, and she's the new boss queen. Let's do this one. Oh, this is kind of news. I forgot to play that. I guess I could have played this on the news segment. Mississippi. This is my neighbor.
Do not drink the water. In too many cases, it is raw water from the reservoir being pushed through the pipes. At the end of last week, I was briefed by the State Health Department on the discovery that Jackson's main water treatment facility has been operating with 0 redundancies. We were told on Friday that there was no way to predict exactly when, but that it was a near certainty that Jackson would fail to produce running water sometime in the next several weeks or months if something did not materially improve. Unfortunately, that failure appears to have begun today. Until it is fixed, it means we do not have reliable running water at scale. It means the city cannot produce enough water to fight fires, to reliably flush toilets, and to meet other
It's not funny,
needs.
I'm sorry. It's not. I'm not laughing at the video. I'm just laughing that this is probably like one of several of these kind of videos that will start to happen as things start to like just decline. You start seeing Do not eat the bread. We have been told that all the wheat from this year's wheat harvest was contaminated with massive amounts of pesticides. Sorry, but Walmart will not be taking returns on these, and you will not be receiving a refund. Also, do not use the gas. The gas was contaminated by a massive amount of pesticides. The running water is pushing out raw sewage. That's awesome, dude. Dude, Jackson, Mississippi. I might go there just to collect some water and like, I guess, flex it. It like sell jars, you know, like Belle Delphine's bath water. Just sell jars of Flint, Michigan water. Does Flint have fresh water yet? Let me see. Does Flint, Michigan have clean water? Here we go. Does Flint, Michigan have clean water yet? The answer is complicated. Great. Flint did not have adequate water to drink and dealt with numerous detrimental side effects from consuming it, ranging from disliking the taste to losing some of their hair. Well, that is it's a big range. I like how disliking the taste is a side effect. Listen to this. Flint, Michigan did not have adequate water to drink. Let me run that back. This might be a clip. Flint, Michigan did not have adequate water to drink and dealt with numerous detrimental side effects from consuming it, ranging from disliking the taste to losing their hair to finding high lead levels in their blood. Jesus Christ. Nearly 10 years later, how is Flint doing? The city has plans to keep its tap water at a consumable level, but things don't seem to be going that easily. 8 years after the crisis initially broke, people finally found some justice after filing lawsuits against the officials who lied to them. Can they finally freely drink from the tap again? Why can't any of these just give me a flat answer? They have to go into all this shit. Great. So now Flint and Jackson, Mississippi, both you can't drink their water. Who knows what water? Right now I don't trust tap water. Hell no. I don't even put that in my ramen. I like only drink out of bottled water. And not Dasani, because Dasani's owned by Nestle, right? I think. Or it's owned by Coca-Cola, someone, and they put shit in there to make you even thirstier, because that's a good business model. Can't blame them.
Susan, we're dead.
The fuck just happened to you?
I know.
Oh, this is funny. This is two, like, I guess, crackheads who thought they died, and this guy really sends them on a nice trip.
You're dead?
What?
You're dead?
Are we dead?
Yes.
Are we dead?
Yes. I'm the Grim Reaper.
Are we dead? What happened?
This is crazy.
This is crazy. That's funny. I love people fucking with people on the streets. Just like some weird crackheads. Just like, are we dead? Are we dead?
Susan, we're dead.
The fuck just happened to you?
I know.
You're dead?
What?
You're dead?
Are we dead?
Yes.
Are we
She
dead?
sounds so pissed.
Yes.
Are we dead?
I'm the Grim Reaper.
Are we dead?
Now they're looking at their bodies like, wow, this is what being dead is like. And No,
What happened?
She just like lays on her back and just accepts it. Dude, that must be the trip of a lifetime. Dude, if I was... Dude, I've been like 40 milligrams deep into an edible, like, weed trip. Someone told me I was dead, I'd start believing them. Alright, now this video is actually crazy.
Artificial intelligence replace the role of visual effects artists? It already has.
I'm not real. Kurt Skeleton is a fake character I made using multiple AI-powered programs, and here's how I did it. His face was created using the first release of DALL-E. I played around using different prompts until I created the perfect look. I didn't want to make him look hot because I wanted people to follow him for his jokes and visual effects, so it hurt me to do it, but I had to make him look really funny looking and ugly. I rendered out hundreds of these photos and fed them into an AI-powered program called Convert Skeleton to generate a full 3D model based off these pictures, which is where I got the idea for his name. Honestly surprised no one caught that. Now all I have to do is record my video, send that clip to deepmotion.com, which uses AI to motion capture my movements, then apply that animation to the Kurt Skeleton model. For the facial expressions, I use Deepfake Lab, again using those images from the DALL-E renders. His voice is the only part that isn't AI.
I mean, it doesn't really matter the rest of the video, but it's, I mean, it really is crazy. The shit AI can do. Like this guy looks like a real dude. Like that looks like a dude who exists.
Intelligence replace the role of visual effects artists? It already has.
I'm not real. Kurt Skeleton is a fake character I made using
I mean, that's wild. I literally can't even, like, still having a hard time believing it. Okay, we'll watch one more for you guys. This one's one of my favorites.
All right, we're right outside of Van Nuys Courthouse. I got my great client here. He was charged with a second-time DUI. He admittedly overdosed on multiple different drugs that night. It caused a drug-induced psychosis. He crashed with 2 other cars on a freeway and flipped over a few times. Luckily, everyone made it out all right. The fire department came with the police, used the jaws of life, dragged him out of the car. He started fighting with them. They charged him with resisting arrest also. And we're pleased to announce that he's getting out of this with just a wet reckless. Reckless driving, 1 year of probation, not 5 years that is normally given in a second-time DUI. And most importantly, he's really changed his life around. He put himself in rehab immediately after this happened. He's been in for 9 months. He does meetings every single day, and he's really turned his life around. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Thank you so much, David, for everything I've done.
I mean, the dude, this lawyer, dude, you should not release. This guy shouldn't be on this. This guy shouldn't be released. He's releasing a menace upon the streets. This guy, he's like, he killed a family of 4. He flipped his car 14 times. They had to bring the jaws of life. The car was crushed. Almost every bone of his body was destroyed. And he backed up traffic for 14 days. And what did we get you off with? A wet reckless. Great. And he it's crazy. This guy's videos are crazy. If you guys want to watch, if you guys want to see some more of his, I think his name is P and P Firm 2. No, the dude's, all of his videos are like this. Like some crazy dude, like, let's watch that again.
All right, we're right outside of Van Nuys Courthouse. I got my great client here. He was charged with a second-time DUI. He admittedly overdosed on multiple different drugs that night. It caused a drug-induced psychosis. He crashed with 2 other cars on a freeway and flipped over a few times. Luckily, everyone made it out all right. The fire department came with the police, used the jaws of life, dragged him out of the car. He started fighting with them. They charged him with resisting arrest also. And we're pleased to announce that he's getting out of this with just a wet reckless. A reckless driving.
I mean, that lawyer, this is good advertisement for the lawyer. If he can get him off with just a wet reckless after that, that is absolutely crazy. Guy's like Better Call Saul. Oh, actually, I'll play one more. I really do love this video, but we'll end on this one. This is like a businessman who describes... This guy's in a full suit and tie, and he's describing rap lyrics.
So he says, bitch, I got my own fire. I don't need security in the club. In other words, I'm strapped. I don't need anybody to protect me. And here he is saying I shot up everywhere there was. Another self-snitching video.
I love these videos. There's more of this guy. I'll keep on pulling more videos of him because it's pretty funny watching like an old man describe rap lyrics in a completely nonchalant way like that. Okay, what is this one? What about this one? Some of these I don't even remember what
Hey guys, we got a pack of 1993 AIDS awareness cards. Fight it. Stop it. Looking for the genital warts card. Can we get some genital warts here, please?
Okay. Well, yeah, let's end it on that. In conclusion, the world might be ending, and even if it does, I mean, really, who cares? Look, I just want to leave you guys with one thing, and one thing only. What is the one thing I want to leave you with? I want to give you guys some words of encouragement. Whatever you're thinking right now, whatever you're avoiding doing right now by listening to this podcast, you're avoiding it for a reason. So continue avoiding that and listen to another episode. Thanks for listening. Yeah. Yo. Shaka bow bow show. Bye.